The collapsing reason your chest hides the same gas this planet is using to blow itself open. And in 2014, on the Yamal Peninsula in Siberia, a 200-foot crater detonated out of frozen ground overnight. No warning, no eruption, just gone. They still can't stop it. Neither can you. Somewhere beneath you right now, there is ground that has been locked in ice for 10,000 years. Permafrost. You've heard the word. But here is what they don't say out loud. That ice is not just holding soil together. It is holding a gas inside the earth. A gas that has been building pressure since before the first human city existed. The math is simple and terrible. When the seal cracks, the explosion doesn't look like a volcano. It doesn't give you lava or smoke or time. It looks like the ground simply disappears. And the reason that gas is building inside that frozen ground is the same reason it's already inside you. Carbon methane, the breath the planet takes and can no longer hold. That's what happened in Siberia, and it's accelerating the Yamal Peninsula. The name means end of the world in the local Nenets language. Researchers believe that is not a coincidence. In July 2014, a helicopter pilot spotted something that should not exist, a perfect cylindrical hole, 60 feet across, 200 feet straight down, no rubble, no blast debris. Like something reached up from inside and pulled the surface inward. Scientists named it B1. They assumed it was unique. They were wrong. Within 3 years, 14 more craters had appeared across Yamal and the neighboring Yamal Peninsula. Satellites detected dozens of smaller depressions ringing each one. Local reindeer herders had been hearing low, distant booms for months, ground trembling beneath their feet. They moved their camps. Nobody issued a warning. The craters weren't stopping. They were multiplying. Here is the part that should stop you cold. These are not sinkholes. A sinkhole is passive, water erodes, ground collapses, nothing pushes back. These craters are active. They explode. The methane beneath the permafrost builds pressure. Some estimates put it at the equivalent of 300 kilograms of TNT per square meter, and then it detonates upward. The ground doesn't fall in. It blows out. Russian researchers in 2021 got close enough to measure the air at the rim. Methane concentration, 50,000 parts per million. The atmosphere you are breathing right now contains two. These are not holes in the earth. They are vents. The planet is exhaling, and you have been living on the pressure valve. Now here is what you were not supposed to find out yet. The Batagay crater, a separate site in northeastern Siberia, is not a methane explosion. It is something arguably worse. A megaslump, a thermokarst, the largest permafrost crater on Earth, already 1 kilometer across, growing by 12 to 14 meters every single year. Scientists call it the gateway to the underworld. The Yakutian people have used that name for decades. The permafrost wall it is consuming holds ice formed 30,000 years ago. As it thaws, it releases methane, trapped soil carbon, ancient organic material, and things that were frozen before modern immune systems ever developed a response to them. In 2016, a reindeer carcass thawed out of Siberian permafrost on the Yamal Peninsula. It carried anthrax, frozen inside the animal for 75 years. It infected 12 children. One of them died. That was one carcass, one thaw. The Batagay megaslump is releasing thousands of years of biological material simultaneously. Bacteria with no modern predators, viral fragments from extinct species. Every meter of wall that collapses is another chapter of biological history hitting open air for the first time since the Ice Age. And the crater is still growing. It grew while you were watching this. The reason this is personal, not just planetary, is the feedback loop. Every gram of methane these craters release warms the atmosphere slightly. That warming thaws slightly more permafrost. That permafrost exhales more methane. More craters form. The cycle tightens on itself. Scientists call this a positive feedback loop. What they mean is, once it starts, it does not need us anymore. It feeds itself. The Arctic holds twice the carbon currently in the entire atmosphere. The permafrost is the vault. The craters are the vault picking its own locks. In 2023, a study published in Nature found that permafrost thaw is already running 40 years ahead of the most aggressive climate projections made just a decade ago. not ahead of the optimistic models, ahead of the worst-case ones. So here is the question nobody has answered. The Batagay megaslump is growing toward a river system that drains into the Arctic Ocean. When it reaches that water, researchers say not if the thermal feedback enters a phase no current model has calculated. Some scientists have a word for the state that follows. They call it runaway. What happens when the Earth stops being a sealed system and becomes an open wound, exhaling everything it held for 30,000 years in the span of a single human lifetime? The crater does not know. The crater does not stop. It grew again while you read that sentence.